All right, everybody. So welcome to the call. Most of the people who are on the call right now are Lindsay's personally sponsored coaches. I am her upline. I am Mindy Horde. I live in Washington, Texas right now. I'm from California. And so I've been hosting these calls for our team for some time. And the thing that I do is I open this up for new coaches on our team, and it's great because Lindsay has done such an awesome job of getting a team going. But these are the things that are not always developed overnight. I was very scary hosting my own calls. So I've opened it up, and then she's hopping on that way, because she has a relationship with you. She knows your goals, and I've found that by being able to watch this can help you learn how to confidently do it on your own. So, anyway, with that being said, I'm not sure how we and her were just talking about it, that she sent out a welcome email to everyone the on her team, and I send the same one out as well. The best thing to do is, if you have not gotten back with her yet, make sure that you do, because, and I'm actually going to post these questions in the event invite right now for you to just go over. I'm going to go over it with you now. Is that make sure that you get back with her, or if you're one of my coaches on this call, and let's discuss what got you started with this journey, what your current occupation is, and how you feel about that, what your family's like, and what types of things that interest you or you do outside of work, or your home life and your family, and what how you would describe yourself. Then another thing that we like to ask is, what's your weakness? And I also like to know what your strength is as well, and what excites you most about being the coach, and what you feel is your struggle that holds you back. Um, and then the biggest thing that I like to know is how you like to be contacted, because some people prefer text, some people like to be, email or Facebook. And then this is, kind of what makes you feel most comfortable when you're approaching the business aspect yourself, and what type of relationship you want to have with your coach. Because, I have a lot of coaches out there, and I've told everyone from the very beginning, and if you're in the How to Be a Relentless Coach, who know this, is that Lindsay went diamond in little over 40 days. It can be done, but not everybody has that goal, and not everybody has the time, or is wanting to commit that much time. So the deal is if you're on our team, or if she's your sponsor, I don't want anybody to feel that they have to do the same thing. So this is why kind of the prerequisites are to let us know what you want. Like I tell all of my coaches that there is no right or wrong answer, and you're always free to change what your goals or the pace that you're moving at. And I'm never going to judge you against somebody else. And I'm never going to abandon you or expect any more or less out of you than what you're willing to do. Like I tell everyone, if you want to, achieve diamond in, 1, 2, 3 months, well, then I will work with you accordingly. If you are wanting to just, get it for the discount, go as you can, and whatever pace you want, then I'll work with you accordingly. I've had coaches before say, I'm sorry for the pace that I'm moving at. And then I'm like, no, if that's what you want to do and what you're comfortable with, I'm never going to expect anything more of you. So I want you to, understand that from all of our standpoint. The point of this call is basically to help you get started, help you get the fundamentals down, and to go over the 7-day quick start. Let's see, I'm going to do the screen share, and I'm going to go over this with everybody. Let me get it pulled up real quick. This is something that you're going to want to use, and hopefully you'll have it all filled out. Where is it at? I had it. Uh-oh, I don't have it up. Sorry. I had it up a second ago, and now I can't find it. All right, let me do the screen share right now, and we'll go into there. All right. So if you haven't already done this already, the biggest thing to understand is how to get in your Coach Online office. So the first thing you're going to do, I'm going to go back. So wait, we have this, because I know a lot of people in the beginning are like, how do I get started? So the first thing you're going to do is to check your coach online office. And this is just basically your virtual desk that helps you keep track of your orders, keep track of your customers, and to be able to check, orders, and um, all of your go-to information to learn about the products is here. So you'll go to www.teambeachbody.com, go to coach, and then coach online office. And then the main parts that I want to highlight to people who are new coaches is that right here, all of your information is here, your coach ID, your rank, whoever your upline is, and you're going to see my name. Or no, actually, I think you'll see Chris, because if you're on Lindsay's team, if you're on my team, you're going to see my name everywhere. The biggest thing you're going to want to do in the beginning is to make sure you go to your websites tab, and then click on it and add your picture, add your phone number, and then make sure your profile on the Team Beachbody website is up to date. That way, if somebody goes to your website to order or to check out everything, that it is up to date and they kind of have an idea of who you are. This is the most, I think, important tab, and this is where I'm going to direct us to go over the 7-day quick start to sales and marketing. A lot of people I see, I've had them ask me, I've had them post in different various groups that I'm in, asking for information on the products. Very rarely do I get any questions from Lindsay when it comes to this, because I know that she knows how to access this. And this is one thing that I can't get over enough, is to be able to tell people where to go. The first 3 months of being a coach, we really work closely with you to help you get going. But the biggest thing is that we want to teach you how to find it, because we're not always going to be available. We have families, we have, social lives, we have to get our rest. And so it doesn't do anybody any good if we find the answer for you, because I did that in the beginning of being a coach, is I just found the answer for everybody and told them it because I thought I was being helpful. But then I wasn't creating leaders or people who thought independently and felt confident enough to do it on their own. So my job and Lindsay's job, or whoever your sponsor is, job is to essentially help you learn how to find these answers on your own, because when you do that, you're going to retain the information and you're going to feel more confident than if I just tell you the answer. So the biggest place that you're going to go to find these things is under sales and marketing. Business tools right here. The first thing you're going to see is all these different tabs. So if somebody asks you, hey, I saw Mindy was doing 3-day refresh, what is that about? You could go to there and you're going to find all the information you need. The training guide, which tells you exactly what 3-day refresh is, what types of things you can use and say to be able to initiate a conversation with somebody to get them interested in it. There's a video right here that you can show them what it's like. All the videos on the programs are 2 to 3 minutes long, so they're pretty short. And then frequent ask questions, because we get a lot of questions. And then the challenge group guide. So if you have a group that you open up running with a few people, men or women, they're doing 3-day refresh, and you don't own it or you haven't done it yet, or even if you're doing it with them, this tells you everything you need to be able to support them, to be able to help them, and to tell them what to expect. So this basically takes all the guesswork out of it for you. So I want you to know how to utilize this. If you can't find something in the Coach Online office, you're going to go right here to frequent asked questions, and you can type in 3-day refresh or whatever it is to find the answer. So while we're in here, we're trying to find the 7-day or the quick start. This is going to be, I clicked up here. If you didn't see that, I'm moving fast, I'm sorry. Is the Beachbody Challenge Toolkit. This is things that you'll want to print off. The number one is the Beachbody Challenge, the complete guide, frequent asked questions. I do suggest you print that off, and the price list, and keep with you on hand when you're first starting off, because a lot of the questions you may have about prices, about what comes in a challenge pack, are going to be listed in there. This is right here, all the parts of how to get your customers to become coaches, how to get your coaches started. And let me see, I'm trying to find it. I thought it was under there. Sorry, I had it saved on my computer. I don't even know where it went. So we're going to move on. Sorry, news and training. And then the Coach Training Academy. This is the other place where you have it. Unfortunately, I have it saved on my desktop usually, and I don't know what happened to it, and so I have to think about it to how to get there. Okay, Okay, there it is. Under reference materials, it's always going to be in two spots. Either where I always look is under the Coach Training Academy or the business tools. So right here's the 7-day quick start. This is something that you're going to want to fill out if you have not done so already, and you're going to want to use this to help get your coaches started. This is where you're going to write your coach ID, and this, if you're training your own coaches, you're going to ask them to do the same thing. I, after almost 3 years of being a coach, have it memorized, but everybody, doesn't remember it right away. So have them write that there, and there's something that they can refer to. These are the websites that they have. Their websites are going to be whatever their uh, username is that their screen name that they set up. You can at any point in time change your screen name on the Team Beachbody website. One thing I tell everybody is if you change that, it changes your website address. Not a big deal, but if you've sent your website address out to somebody, or if you have business cards or something like that, it will change. So one thing that I also tell somebody is before you start giving it out, before you start putting it on, business cards or, all over the place, make sure that maybe you set something that's pretty easy to remember, or easy to type, or easy to send out, because I've had people before where it's something that they've used all the time, maybe a date that's important to them, and it's this really long screen name, and then it's easy for people to get confused and mess up. So maybe keep it simple. Like mine is just Mindy Horde, so it's pretty easy that if somebody knows who my name is, they can remember to type in Mindy Horde. Well, my maiden name used to be McNinch, and if I put that in there, somebody might not be able to spell that, and it can be frustrating. So that's something. It's not going to make or break your business, but I do tell everyone this, and then when you're signing up a coach, kind of tell them the same thing. This is your coach support team section. And again, as you can see, as I'm clicking on this, it's an interactive form. Um, so you can always change it in there, or you can just print it off and write it down. This is where you're going to put who your sponsor is, who your diamond coach is, and your star diamond coach. Like I said, if you're on my team, my name's going to be in all three boxes. If your Lindsay is one of is your sponsor, her name would go here. Then Chris, then she would go in the diamond, and the star diamond would be Christina Lewis, which is her upline. This is the numbers that we call as a coach relations. I always tell all of my coaches that this is coach relations. Here's their email, but also the number for customers is 1-800-470-7870, and it's also customer service at teambeachbody.com. That way you remember that, and they have the information in case any of their customers have any problems. This box right here is for your why. This is one of those things about the questions that I posted in the event invite, and to help us get to know you. And these are things that I want to really focus on helping everybody understand their why. Your why is not I want to help somebody, because that's kind of generic, and I'd hope that you'd want to help somebody. But I do realize that in the beginning of this journey as a coach, we know we want to help people, but it really doesn't come into fruition until we actually get that one person. And the thing that motivates people in the beginning is that they're getting a response. They're getting feedback from people from their posts or their invitations. And the bottom line, when we make a couple extra bucks, because that's, something that in our mind, okay, we sold a challenge pack, we sold a thing of Shakeology, we sold Pio, whatever it is, and we get some income. It's like, oh, this is exciting. We have something that's real and tangible. Because here's thank you in the beginning is not that big of a deal the first week or two until you really see something, over the course of time. So the biggest thing is I want you to understand how to find your why. And finding your why is something that motivates you. In the beginning, my why was I just wanted to lose some weight. I just wanted to feel good. I didn't have a specific number. I didn't have anything specific in mind because I'd never set any goals. I just thought I really like to help my best friend get on track. We'll do this together. I'll help my husband. And that was it. And over time, it got to be that I remember the first time that somebody said, you've inspired me to get back to the gym. I can't believe that, you of all people who are doing this, you're doing an awesome job. So it had nothing to do with money or Shakeology or anything. But I started realizing that people believed in me. People were watching me, and, coming from somebody with low self-esteem and never really making a difference in anybody's life, that was a big deal. And then as time went on, I started realizing that I could do this as a living and I could do this full time. And I saw other people doing it and I saw my coach striving for it. And then I started to really hate my job because I was surrounded with positivity, and I started seeing that for once I wasn't just stuck in a job. I wasn't stuck at what I was doing. And then I started seeing how much I was missing out of my children's life, out of my family's life. I started seeing what my job was like and how it broke me down, and how I came home to my family, who were the most important people ever, and they got the bare minimum and what was left of me over the day. So I started, my why became, about a year later, was to help my children have their mom, and to be able to be a mom, and to be able to not have them come home to an empty house. So these were the things that when I was tired, when I was frustrated, when it was, 8 o'clock at night and I'm on a call with people and I had to be at work the next morning, and I didn't have not that it's a leisurely day, but it's not so much pressure when I get up and I can just come outside or to the living room, pop open my laptop and work. It was totally different when you had to get 3 kids ready. You had to pack lunches. You had to drop them off at 3 schools and then go to work and be stuck with people you didn't like. So those are the things that kept me going, is that I'm so close. My children matter. And then, after I quit my job, my why changed differently, that I started seeing the impact that I was making on people. And I wanted people to realize that somebody believed in them, and to never feel alone like I did. So these are the things that whenever things are tough, whenever you're stressed out, whenever you would rather just sit on the couch and eat a bowl of ice cream, or just shut the world out, and you think about quitting, because there are going to be times that you think about quitting. And I don't care what anybody says, whether it's your job, whether it's being a parent, whether it's marriage, there's times where you're just like, I've had it and it's enough. And so I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to that. So coaching is no different. It's a profession. It's relationships with people. It puts a lot of hard work, but in the end, it's worth it. So I want you to think about your why. Get with whoever your sponsor is, whether it's me or Lindsay, or, if somebody's watching this recording at a later date, and figure out what got you started, what made you motivated to get your journey started, and why you decided to become a coach. And if your why right now is that you just want to get a discount, and you hope that if you can help 3 people who you're close to and comfortable with, then that's fine. But get it down on a piece of paper and share it with whoever your sponsor is, and identify it yourself and find out why this matters to you. So moving on, the this 7-day quick start is interactive, like I said, and you can click on each link, and it's going to link you to the YouTube channel, the Team Beachbody Facebook page, Carl Deichler's blog, and the Twitter. I highly recommend that you plug into as much as this as you can, because there's the PIO fan page, Shakeology fan page, all these things on Facebook. So you're going to see different things. You can, get connected to other coaches or people who need help that way. So, one thing that I tell everyone is that I use a lot of the videos from the Team Beachbody YouTube channel. Just make sure if you don't go to youtube.com and type in PIO and then send just the first video that pops up, because it could be mine, it could be somebody else's. Make sure it does come from Team Beachbody, where you get a clear, concise, short video on it. This is another thing right here, is the Monday National Wake Up Call. It's something you can tune into live. It starts at 10 p.m. Texas time, 8 p.m. California time, or 8 a.m. California time, in the back office, in the Coach Online office, under that same tab that we access this form, and you can get to the Coach Training Academy. It has an archive where you can listen to it as a recording. You can subscribe to the Team Beachbody podcast. And so I do encourage you to listen to this every week. In the beginning, if you're busy, you can usually fast forward about 10 to 12 minutes in, because the first part is an introduction. It's some great news from, the Senior Vice President of Global Sales, Jeff Hill, but a lot of it is recognition. People went diamond or star diamond the week before. So if you don't have a lot of time, if you'll skip ahead, you'll hear from trainers or top coaches who are sharing their tips, and it might give you a different perspective than what you've read in posts from us on training or on a one-on-one call. So I definitely, highly recommend you plug in. Wednesday is a big day for us, is because that's when we're trying to hit certain goals, because on Thursdays we get paid at 12 o'clock, midnight on Thursday, our weekends. So everything you did before, if you're trying to hit a rank advancement, if you're trying to get volume, if you're trying to get Success Club, by the end of the week, whatever it is, it needs to be done by 11:59 on Wednesday. Not the next day on Thursday, but the following Thursday, you'll get paid for that week before. You'll need to set up your direct deposit. I'll show you at the end of the call on how to do that if you haven't done so already. So just keep that in mind that, those are our goal dates. These are the 3 vital behaviors of what we do. And if you're in my training groups, I'm going to encapsulate on this because it is pretty vague. But invite is basically where you're just sharing your journey with people in person, face to face, through Facebook or social media or email or whatever way you decide to approach people. We'll encapsulate on that a little bit more. And if Lindsay's your coach, she'll talk to you more. The second one is be proof that the products work. That means drink Shakeology, do your workouts, have something. It doesn't mean that you have to have, sorry, I'm losing my voice. It doesn't mean that you have to have lost 100 pounds. It doesn't mean that you have to have 6-pack abs. It doesn't mean that you've had to complete 1 million programs. It just means that you have to be able to measure something that, you have, that you can use to tell people that this is why you should try it. For me in the beginning, it was I no longer craved bacon and gravy. After 2 weeks of drinking it, I didn't feel like I was going to crash at my desk after I ate my lunch. For my husband, he stopped being reliant on uh, acid reflux medicine. Over time, his cholesterol dropped 80 points. So the thing is, none of that's really tied to weight or the way you look, and that's what a lot of people think. So I want to make sure that we highlight on there is that being proof that the product works is something that is important, but it doesn't take your mind off of a certain weight, and remove the idea that you have had to reach your goal by then. So the third one is personal development, and this is huge, and this is something that a lot of people don't do. And I found the people who are struggling are usually not doing personal development. Personal development helps you remove that negative voice in your head and helps you get past the roadblocks of the things that have happened in your life or the things that that negative voice in your head tells you to do, and it helps you stop reverting back to a pattern or a lifestyle or a routine that is not conducive to you reaching your goals. So make sure that you are engaging in that. I suggest The Compound Effect is a short book. It's easy to read. It's relatable and something that can be applied to every aspect in your life when it comes to relationships with your spouse, with your significant other, your children, your family, your employer, setting weight loss goals, setting financial goals, setting business goals, whatever it is. And so read 5 to 10 minutes a day. You will be surprised at how that 5 or 10 minutes a day is so positive that it gets your day started or ended on the right foot. And it's something that you can learn and something that will help you. When it helps you, other people are going to notice. So those are the 3 things. This is what the steps that you need to take as a new coach or a coach is just starting to learn the business. You're going to want to go over, like we already went over, this is the quick start we were talking about. It goes into a little more detail in the Coach Training Academy. So get started on the Coach Training Academy, and then let's set your goals that we have for all coaches who are wanting to pursue this as a business, to be able to help you your product paid for and take advantage of the Success Starters program. Whereas if you hit Success Club the first month as a coach, then you get a free call with Carl Deichler, who is our CEO. And if you qualify for Success Club for 3 months, your first 3 months as a coach, you get a free ticket to Summit in Nashville, which is, pretty awesome. And it's, I think, like a $200 value. So we want to help you with that. And if you don't know what Success Club is, underneath it tells you how to do this. This is something that you'll want to go over more, in detail with myself or Lindsay or whoever your sponsor is. By month 2, we're hoping that by then you've helped a few people, or you've been able to learn how to explain the value of becoming a coach, and you get to coaches that you've sponsored. So those are the first things that we need to do, that we want to work on over the course of the first 60 days. This explains what Emerald Coach is. So basically it's you right here, and then 2 coaches that you sponsor. Most people achieve this by having a best friend, a coworker, a family member, or a spouse, or somebody that you already have a relationship with, and that they trust you and they're wanting to help you reach a goal, and they're wanting to join you and support you on your journey. Doesn't always have to be that, because I actually had two strangers who I signed up, or one acquaintance and one stranger is my coach. But a lot of people do that and are able to achieve Emerald in a very short period of time. This is something that we like to have you do, where I truly believe if you see something on paper, you write it down, it becomes a focal point, it becomes something real, and it becomes something that you don't just forget, or it doesn't just rattle around in your head. So start thinking of a list of people that, like I said, you have a relationship with. They're going to trust you. They're going to value your opinion. They're going to know that you're going to be truthful to them, and they're going to want to support you. Or somebody you've talked to that is continually talking about the way they feel, about their weight, their health, their energy levels, whatever. Write them down and then talk to them. Talk to them about what you're doing. Ask them if they'd be interested. If they say no, they say no. But for me, no doesn't mean that you are a bad coach. It doesn't mean that they are always going to have that word, or the answer for you. It's just right now they're not interested. So for me, I'm hard-headed. So if people don't want to do it and they don't believe that it's going to work, my mission is to make sure that I prove them wrong, and show them that can be done. And I've had coaches on there whose spouses say, you're never going to finish this. You've never done anything like this before. And I'm like, use this as your motivation, because you signed up because you believe in it, because you've been using the product for a period of time, or because you saw somebody else doing it who made you believe in it. So be that person, and don't let any negativity or any no's that you hear be the reason that you don't move forward. So get their names down. And the biggest thing is starting a challenge group. Get it started immediately. I will tell you, the first challenge group that I started, it was probably in March. I decided to join a challenge group. So I said, on April, I'm going to do it. Well, I moved the start date like 2 or 3 times because I didn't have any feedback from anybody or anybody committing. The first person who committed, and we started sometime in April, was Melissa Bartow, my childhood friend. She already owned P90X. She agreed to buy Shakeology after we'd already started P90X, and she bought it on a one-time shipment, which, if you understand anything about Success Club, if you've been a coach for a little bit, you know that you don't receive any Success Club points for that. So I kept going, and she turned out to be one of my rock star coaches. She's still standing. She's a diamond coach. She's hosting her own events in California. So the thing is, start a challenge group, start publicizing it, set a date, and make sure that it is you give everyone adequate enough time to join, because it's one of those things that if you say you have a challenge group starting in a month or something, and you only say it one time or only post one thing about it, you can't expect a huge response. So, 3 weeks I start talking about it. So I have a date. I have things that I can talk about that gets people's interest, where I can refer them to, this is when my challenge group starts. I want you to be part of it. You need help starting a challenge group, your sponsor is always somebody who can help you. I'm starting something new in January where I run 30-day challenge groups, and then I end the group. I start a new one, and I roll people over from the month before, so that we have the support. And so I'm not trying to juggle a bunch all at once. So I suggest you do that, and we can get into that a little more on another call, or more in detail with who your sponsor is. But right here are the steps, and they tell you word for word what to say right here on how to invite people, how to start a conversation. And there's even, is it on here? I don't know, because this has changed a little bit. There's even a document in the Coach Online office where they talk about how to overcome objections, because you're going to get objections. I'm telling you that everything you do is going to improve with time and with practice. So when you hear a no, it's probably going to upset you. It's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to make you second guess yourself. But know that the more you do this, the more, there's a saying, if no makes you uncomfortable, you're not asking enough. So make sure that I try to set everybody up so that they know what to expect, and they don't feel like a failure, and they know this is normal. I'm with the same things. I think Lindsay has, probably too. So just make sure that you keep asking and that you keep looking at what you're doing and seeing it like, how can I improve? Okay, this person responded this way. How can I be prepared next time when the next person does it? And with practice and with anything, you're going to get better. You know, these calls that I do, every one from month to month when I do new coach calls, they are different and they've improved because I look back at what I was doing, the time before and how I can improve. So I want to make sure that you go over this 7-day quick start and in detail, print it off, have it on by your side, and look at it and then use this. You don't want to fly by the seat of your pants. Like Lindsay and I were talking about earlier. I was like, I'd sent a coach welcome email that I had done, and I, changed it to what is in the coach online office and personalize it. So the thing is, why she's been successful is she's doing exactly what's given to her and what is being used by top coaches, because all the material that is in the coach online office and the coach training academy is content from top coaches who've been successful. And one thing that Lindsay said before, and one thing that I have had stuck in my head, is quit trying to reinvent the wheel. And she didn't reinvent the wheel. She did exactly what was there. She follows directions, and she's been successful because of it. So in closing, I want to just make sure that that we're both here for you, and that to find the tools. The last thing I want to say, as I was telling you before, is make sure if you have not done so already, you go to My Business and then you go to My Forms and Documents and print out the price list, or at least have it saved to your desktop or wherever you have saved things. That way it's handy. In the beginning, I printed off and kept it in my purse, so that way you have an idea of what things cost, et cetera, et cetera. And then down here is My EFT Management. That's where you're going to set up your direct deposit, so that you get paid whenever you have any sales. And I've had a lot of people who didn't think they would ever get any sales, and they actually did, and then they never set up their direct deposit, and it took a week or two to get it. So I don't think anybody likes to wait on their money. So make sure that's done. And lastly, one thing I wanted to share with you is down here. I just said that frequent asked questions, that's where you can go in and type information if you can't find a document, because like you saw earlier, me trying to find the 7-day quick start, I couldn't remember if it's here or there. Say you couldn't find it, you go into frequent asked questions, type it in, it's going to take you to a link. The other thing I want to share with you is right here, contact us. This is something I always do, is request a live chat. So if you're at work, or if you don't, because sometimes there are long hold times, when we have any new programs that launch on Mondays, the end of the year, it's always crazy because we have a lot of coaches going in for elite, and there's things that need to be fixed. So there's sometimes a long wait time. So request a live chat is really fast and easy. And the great thing is if you have your conversation and you chat back and forth when the conversation's over, it gets sent to you to your email. So if it's something that you want to make sure that you got done, and then there's record of it, like changing your Shakeology or canceling an order or whatever it is, something that's time sensitive and something that needs to be done, do request a live chat. So I'm going to stop the share, and then I'm going to unmute Lindsay. Okay. Do you have anything you wanted to say, Lindsay?
Hey, yeah. Okay, so what I was going to say is that I met with Paige earlier this week and kind of went over my first Zoom call, like as the presenter. And so I'm going to start doing monthly calls with my coaches. So thank you, Mindy, for doing this first one just to kind of get us used to it. And thank you, Paige, for letting me use you. But just like Mindy said, just go in there, get in the coach online office, and just dig around. That's kind of what I did. I've started on that 7-day quick start guide, filled it out, went over all this stuff. The personal development stuff is something that, well, I didn't really know this at the time, but my first book that I read was, that I listened to on audio, was You Are a Badass. And that's actually what got me even going as a coach. A friend of mine recommended that, not even a Beachbody related friend at all. And I thought, hey, I could do this. So after listening to that, it just kind of like got me going. And like she said, it's like all aspects of life, your job, your family, as a new mom, as a new working mom. it was tough because I was trying to find my balance as that. And then all of a sudden I decided I wanted to sign up as a Beachbody coach. I thought I was crazy, but, I did it and it worked, but the personal development still to this day, I mean, it really just keeps me on track. It keeps me organized. When I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, something that I've listened to that day will just kind of bring me back in and be like, okay, just start, what I started doing is just like making lists. So I make lists every single morning, what I need to do, whether that's, I make a work list and I make a Beachbody list and I make a home list. And I just mark those off every single day and carry them over if I need to do that. And I actually learned that. Christina, my coach, taught me to do that, and it's great. Another thing is the Coach Training Academy. Do that. It's on your 7-day quick start guide. Tons of information you can do here and there. Watch all the videos, listen to the people, follow the people that have been successful. Like Mindy offers training. She offers new coach trainings, which are just just private groups on Facebook, like you're already used to. She does like rank advancement. It's awesome because how many people rank advanced in your last?
There's been
Like
at least
45 or
yeah.
something.
Well, no, I think 20. Was it 25?
Oh, 25 out of
Yeah, I think it's been 25 and 40 in 40 days, and it's
Wow.
actually more because like Gabriel and I like we advanced, a couple she went from 1 star to 2 star qualifying, so it's
Right.
been crazy.
So it's just like she said, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. But I think the most part is just like really having the confidence in not only yourself, but the leaders in the organization and Beachbody. Like they have it figured out. They've seen what works. All these training guides, all the challenge group guides, those are from coaches that have done this already. And also, like she said, like don't compare yourself to anyone. If you want to be the person that says, I just want to get my Shakeology for free, well, then we can help you do that. You don't have to be diamond. You don't have to be 8-star diamond. But like Angela today, and I haven't really got the details from her, but she's like, hey, I have a friend that wants to do a 21-day fix. So it's not necessarily that you just have to get 15 new customers. She just finished her first round and got like awesome results. So she's like, hey, anyone can do this. I can do this. And that's just kind of, it's really like, because going in, I don't know. I mean, that was my first challenge of 21-day fix. And I'd never done it before. So I was like, I don't know what to expect, And it's so awesome whenever you see all these people be like, it just completely changes their life. It was a game changer for me, and I thought I ate healthy. I thought I was pretty fit, but it's hard to explain unless you do it. And the people around you, as you're building relationships, or your best friends and your family, or your parents, or your cousins, whatever, they already trust you. So, and you're trusting this program. So you're selling it for yourself. If that's just like be a product of the product. That's kind of how it works. That was kind of my thing, is like talk to your family. And one thing I did is when I became a Beachbody coach, I sent an email out to my family and to my friends saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. Because like Mindy said, you kind of put your goals out there, it makes them real. I used to never do that. I was skeptical because I was like, okay, if I post a workout picture, someone's going to be like, we don't care if she's at the gym. I don't care that she just ran 10 miles. I don't care. I don't know. One day it just clicked and I was like, I don't care what those people think. And I just was all out there on Facebook, because I realized whatever I was doing was really inspiring people. So why am I going to let someone that doesn't care about my 10-mile run affect the people if I can reach 3 other people that do care and that does motivate them? So forget that person. If they don't need me, they don't need me. I'm going to focus on the people that do. So, and it was tough. It's not always in the beginning, you'd be like, I got to post something and like my heart would just be beating so fast. I'd just be like, post, go, go, go. In the past I'd like drink a glass of wine, but with Brady, like I can't really have that anymore. So I'd have to do it like without any wine encouragement or anything. So, but it worked out. So it's been good. And when you actually go through and see all these people that change, like Mindy said, it'll change your why. I don't know really why I went in. I think I was trying to reach out to new moms, but I've got way more than that. I mean, I've just got people that just really needed to, they wanted to change. It wasn't necessarily new moms. Um, it was everyone. And so still to this day, everyone's like, I love your posts. I'm inspiring. And I just find them. And, I like today, I stole Mindy's post, kind of made it my own. And because, Melanie Mitro, I follow her, kind of do things. Because they have it figured out. So you just kind of find someone that you're just like, you kind of click with and you just go with that. But it's been a positive experience for me. It's something that I needed, like Mindy said about your job. It's been a stressful environment for a while. So this has been a very positive aspect of my life. And it's something that I needed because I needed to be positive for Brady. And I wasn't getting that there. So, but that's about it. And one other thing I would say is this is something I didn't even know. But when I purchased my PIO back in July, I actually didn't even know that you had a coach. And I knew that when I purchased it, that Chris Lewis was my coach. But I mean, I didn't really know what that meant. And so, and even when I signed up as a coach, I didn't even really understand the whole aspect of it until now. But that's the key to the success is your coach and the accountability and the challenge groups and everything like that. I have found so many people that have purchased these, they have PIO. So when I set up an event and invite them, they're like, oh, I already have it. And so I just ask them, well, do you have a coach or did you order it on infomercial or whatever? And if they don't have a personally sponsored coach that keeps them accountable, I invite them and I'm like, hey, come to the group. What you can do is, I explained, switch over to me as a coach. I think Shannon did that. She had PIO. She had Shakeology. PIO wasn't even open. She wasn't drinking her Shakeology. I said, get switched over to me and let's get started. And now look at her here and she's doing awesome. She's like 22 pounds down, perfect lab results. I mean, that's the key. I mean, she was like my first like perfect example that there are people out there that just had it and don't know where to start or don't have the motivation to start. So those could be your very first customers and they'll come over and even if they're not on Shakeology, that's fine. Invite them anyways because they need you, they need you, they want you, and they're going to be, they can be your first customers, your family, whatever. So that's about it. Do y'all have any questions for me? Okay.
One thing that I want to share lastly for me is kind of what Lindsay said was I was such a negative person. I was so scared. Everything that I did was dictated by what other people thought. And it came from growing up in a household with parents that nothing I ever did was right. And I just always had this need for recognition and acceptance. And it got to the point where I didn't even know who the hell I was. And I got lost. And lots of things happened in the process. One thing it was like what Lindsay said. I remember the day that I took my before pictures on February 2nd of 2012. I had my 10-year-old daughter do it, and I was mortified having her take my pictures. I mean, she's 10. Everybody's like, kids are like the most non-judgmental, and even if she was, really looking back, oh, my 10-year-old daughter, but I was so embarrassed and so scared. So it tells you where my self-esteem level is. So if you watch me now, you may not have known that about me, so I want you to see the progress. And there was days that like, when I took that before picture, I mean, hell, if I knew that there was going to be an after picture or I knew where I didn't be where am now, I would have done my makeup a lot differently. I would have worn different clothes and I would have smiled. But most people don't. And when I first posted my 30-day pictures, and my 60-day pictures, and my final 90-day pictures of P90X, and because what got my journey started was I had a pair of pants on. I pulled out the waist when I lost a whole pant size 13 days into my journey. That's when I became a coach. But it wasn't until day 30 that I actually had to post my day 1 to my day 30. It was my 4 pictures I never thought anybody would do. And like what Lindsay said, your heart was racing. I had that feeling. I had my coach, Sam, she sent me her pictures because she trusted me enough to send it. And I just said, are you going to post that? And she's like, well, I should. And she's like, and I said, well, do you want me to do that? Because there's something about that takes the pressure off. And she said, go ahead. Well, I didn't know until recently that when she let me post that picture and I posted it, she turned her phone off and didn't check it till the next day. So don't think that, you have to feel confident about it and you have to be like, I don't care what anybody thinks, because it's hard and it's a process. That's where personal development comes in. That's where practicing stepping out of your comfort zone is. And lastly, like she said, just get in the coach online office and poke around. Don't think you have to know everything, because they're literally won't ever. Where the 7-day quick start is now was not where it was when I saved it to my desktop a year ago. So I'm telling you, even I am like, oh God, where is it? And it was kind of panicky, like, oh geez, shouldn't I know? But the thing is, you're never going to know everything, and not everything's going to stay the same. There's tons of products that are coming out. I mean, when I started, there was 2 flavors of Shakeology. There's 6 now. So as you can see, there's no way you can know everything. So just make sure that you're just going at it, and then you will learn as you go, and you will retain the information as you do it yourself, and you will become more confident. So if you have any questions, just let us know. I'm going to stop the recording and then end this call. It's going to take a while to upload to my computer, and then I will put it on my YouTube channel. So if you want to go back this for reference, then do, in case, because I talk fast, or at some point as you sponsor your coaches and you're going to want to host calls on your own, you can go back to this for a reference, and hopefully be more successful as the new coach, call than I was when I was where you were at back then, at that point in my business. So I hope you'll have a good evening, and I guess that's it. Let's just end the year strong, and make 2015 the best one yet.
Thanks, Mindy.
Thanks.